Before I even get into today's video, I wanted to say thanks for all the support on my first video. I'm not going to keep y'all waiting for any longer, so without further ado, let's hop straight into it. I'm going to break down this price example right here, and then after that I'm going to show you the example on the charts below. Don't just take my word for it. If you see something that interests you, please backtest and study it on your own time. Don't trust any guru that's going to just sit here and tell you that you can be successful with only their style of trading. Find a certain style that suits and benefits your style of trading and do what's best for you. Question everything you see. So first off, we have 15-minute structure right here. Same as in my first video, we see prices advancing, making higher highs and higher lows. Once we get into our first level, we end up shifting. Keep in mind, this level doesn't always have to be here, as I'm typically only really using 15-minute point of interest. The thing that I will say though is that this daily key level is just an extra added confirmation. So once we see price hit in this area, we come up, we fail to make another high, and then we end up breaking this low. So I just wrote FD down here, but FD stands for false demand, and I wrote it down here as well. I gave you guys like this mini legend, I guess. So these little blue dots represent structure. So with that being said, price taps into our POI, we end up breaking this low, then we kind of get in this little descending channel, and then after that we end up breaking this first supply right here. This supply could have been a valid supply, but once again, what do we always do? We always confirm our areas of supply and demand, or our point of interest. So what we would do, as soon as price comes up into our POI, which was this one, we would then look for our structure confirmation. So once price gets into our premium supply zone, we would then shift on to our second time frame, which would be our second confirmation time frame, which is the 3-minute. So right here we're looking at 3-minute structure. It should be bullish. We're looking for another shift. Once price gives us the shift, we can mark out our 3-minute POI, and as soon as our 3-minute price action gets in here, we can shift on our 1-minute and then look for the same thing. And on the 1-minute is where we would take our entry. Stop loss would be either above the candle's high or above the zone itself. I normally put it above the zone just to account for wicking, and that's what I did in this entry that I took below, which I will show you guys in a little bit. So getting straight into it, I'm going to explain why I chose this POI in the first place. As you can see, I'm gonna mark out 15-minute structure. We are making higher highs and higher lows until we get a break, proving that structure wants to go lower. Once we see that, I'm actually gonna redraw this again. We're getting a mini minor structure breaks, and then we have another break of this swing level over here. So once I saw that, I basically drew out my fib from the swing high to the swing low to look at the range. And remember what I said earlier, I'm just gonna play price out. As you can see, we did get a little bit of a reaction here, but if we go on our second entry confirmation time frame, there was no shift in structure on our second time frame to confirm that we wanted to actually use this. There was no shift in structure on our 3-minute time frame or second confirmation time frame to prove that this was a valid area of supply to be selling off of. So in this instance, there would be no trade here. So I'm going to actually play price out a little bit more. Okay, so now as soon as we tap into our second POI, what we can see is that we are in a premium area. Anything above the 62 for me is premium. Normally though, when it breaks this range up here, I'm more cautious about the setup because it could continue to go bullish, and you'll see what I mean actually once we fast forward and play this out. But I'm going to hop on the 3-minute time frame and walk you through what I was seeing at the time. So now that we're on the 3-minute time frame, we basically want to look for the same thing. As you can see, we're making higher highs and higher lows. I counted this little pullback as a higher low because technically this was the demand zone that broke this supply zone right here. So I'm just gonna play this out. Once we marked out this low, all we're waiting to see is basically, so we have this, oops, we're going up, we want to see a break and then some sort of like that, but we're just gonna play it out and wait. So now we're consolidating. We end up breaking down here, clearing out all this liquidity. So this ends up giving me a nice clear POI. You can see that we have fair value gap attached to it, or gap, so that's high probability for me. And also we're going to be confirming this area one more time on the 1 minute time frame. So now I'm just going to play price out and wait. You can see we're consolidating, building liquidity. Normally when price builds liquidity above your POI, that's a really good sign for confirmation, because someone's going to get stopped out here. Someone was entering earlier in this area. So as you can see, there's a bunch of sellers right here. So just watch what the market does. Keep playing. We end up stopping out these people. Once we get to our 3 minute POI, what we can then do is switch to our 1 minute time frame. Once we get to our 1 minute, our nearest low is literally down here. So I'm just gonna mark out structure if you want to count these little pullbacks, but that's pretty much what we have. So we want to see a break of the first higher low down here, which is this little mini swing. So we're going to keep playing price. Price ends up breaking. I'm also going to end up throwing the profits from my trade. It's probably going to pop up somewhere around now, but I'm going to keep playing price. As you can see, we ended up getting a break of this low, so this is a break of structure. Don't know why this keeps moving. Try to have this nice and organized for y'all to make this look nice. So once we get our break of structure on the 1 minute, what I would do is I will pull out my fib once again. Oops. And as you can see, this fair value gap is right in the 70 range. I would say the 70 to 80 range, which is what we really want to be focusing on. Like I said, anywhere above 62 to 70, I would say honestly 62 to 80 is where I'm primarily focused when I'm looking to take sells. And once price gets to our zone, since this is our final time frame, we are going to be looking for a candlestick confirmation to enter. So let's keep playing price. As soon as price gets here, there are two ways we can enter this. Like I said, on the break of a candle's low inside the zone, that's more of an impatient way to enter, or you could wait for a bearish candle and then enter on the break of that candle's low, as mentioned before. So I'm just gonna play price out, and we end up getting this bearish candle right here. Kind of did engulf this previous candle, but not entirely because of the wick, but it did engulf the body, so I counted it, and then I entered pretty much on the break of this candle's low. So as you can see, price did wick down. We was in a little bit of profit, and then we ended up coming a little bit back up. So that's why I end up giving my trades a little bit of room. So like if I had my stop loss like just straight above here, I would have got stopped out. That's why I have it a little bit above the zone. So actually we really don't need this fib anymore. I'm gonna delete this, and then we're gonna keep playing price. So as you can see right here, now is a good time where I should probably pop up my profits from the trade, but I actually closed around 2R around this demand right here. However, we did end up coming down to this key level, which made the trade run for 4R, and this was actually my final TP. I wanted to get out around here because remember what I mentioned earlier, how we was seeing a break of this supply right here, and we're still, keep in mind, we're still in an uptrend, so this is really just a pullback really to go higher. That's why I wanted to be out around this area. And as you can see, we had a ton of rejections here. Price was really struggling to break this area, so I was kind of cautious. That's why I closed majority around 2R, which was right here. And that's not really that bad for a scalp. But if we just keep playing price out, you can see that eventually we do end up hitting our final take profit. So that's all I got for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.